Hey guys, this is Duncan, and you're watching my very first application review, which is going to be focused on a few first-person shooters I've found available in the App Store. Let's get this one started. My first app that I'll be reviewing today is called ITGE FPS. ITGE, it's less of an actual game, and it's more of a demo, kind of to show off what kind of graphics or you could put on the iPhone, iPod Touch. And let me tell you this, they are just really just great. Basically, there are three fields. There's Snow Deathmatch, Sandstorm, and Castle Interior. Basically, there's nothing to do on any of them except for the Snow Deathmatch, which there's one enemy who walks around in a circle and you get to shoot him, but which is not that much fun. But you can kind of see the controls and everything. One thing that really sticks out though are the graphics. They're phenomenal. You get a third-person view in addition to the normal first-person view, which shows you, and you're quite detailed, the character in the game. And you also have a crossbow to fire. The problem is though, is that there are really some bad frame rate issues. It's not terrible. It's still playable, but you'll notice it. It will kind of get annoying. Anyway, the three fields are Snow Deathmatch, which you basically just walk around in a very small courtyard covered in snow, and you shoot at a random guy who's walking around, seemingly for no reason. There's Sandstorm, which shows a really nice, basically just desert in the middle of nowhere, and you walk and walk. It really shows you just how huge the field is. And then Castle Interior, which is really just a small little place in a little field inside a castle. There's, literally absolutely nothing to do there. ITGE is definitely a very good app, graphic-wise. I would recommend going to pick it up. At least try it once. The next app I'll be reviewing is Half Dead. Half Dead. This is one of the more popular first-person shooters in the App Store. And that being said, it's not that popular, but just simply because the first-person shooters for the iPhone and iPod Touch just kind of seem to be little laggy, and the controls are nowhere near as good as you might find on Xbox or PlayStation. But that being said, Half Dead does a very good job at trying, and at the moment, it's been $1 for a very long time, so I don't think it'll be for long. But for the moment, it's free, and I'd say instantly go out there and download it right now. You can listen to the rest of the review later, but this is definitely a really good one for free. Half Dead, basically, it's no menu screen, nothing. You launch it, there's a loading screen, and you start. Now, the first thing you'll see is some really just well-modeled graphics. Some of them are just great. Basically, Half Dead, the whole principle is, suppose you're on it looks like a cargo ship, and you walk around and you're supposed to shoot people, and it's really simple. It's definitely more of a game than ITGE, but you'll find this isn't something you'll want to play a lot either. There is high scores, and it does time. You see how long you can last. Basically, it's really simple. You just walk around, and the top of this ship, and it's very, very nice because you will see some really just great graphics. You'll see there's some people. Now, there's no behind the shoulder view like in ITGE, but to be honest, you really don't need it. It's pretty good. And basically you just walk around and you shoot people, which is basically how most first person shooters go. This one I will definitely say is very difficult. If you can last 2 or 3 minutes, if you want, you can stay at the place where you spawn. But as soon as you go into action, you get killed very quickly. And but then again, if you're getting shot, but it's got decent controls. Nothing special. It really doesn't use tilt. You've got 4 buttons on your right, and you got 2 buttons on your left, and you have a shoot button above. It's not the most intuitive, but it gets the job done okay, I suppose. As with all the first-person shooters I've ever seen, anyway, it has frame rate issues, but they're not as nearly as bad as an ITGE, and it's something you'll notice the first time you start playing it. But once you get into it, it's really not going to be a factor. As you walk around, it's really a fantastically detailed. The fighter plane you see when you first open up, it is just fantastically modeled. Half Dead, it has some problems though. It's just you can't last but 30 seconds in it before you get shot, and it's a good game, and for free I definitely recommend it, but I really wouldn't spend $1 on it. My last first-person shooter I'm going to review today is called Dead Man's Dungeon. Dead Man's Dungeon features probably the best full-featured experience in a first-person shooter for the iPhone and iPod Touch. Like all the others, it's pretty bare compared to what you might find on an Xbox or a PlayStation, but it's good for the iPhone. There's no story, there's no anything. Basically, you start out, you're supposedly a prison guard guarding the Dead Man's Dungeon, and it's one really unique feature about it is that there are gates all over the place that you open up. All you have to do is walk up to them, and they open. And that's where the prisoners, they randomly, well, they're not prisoners, they're skeletons, but they randomly appear, but the object of the game, well, basically is to last the longest you can. You'll go around, you'll be shooting the skeletons, and there are different kinds. There's one just skeleton, there's one with sword, there's one with flaming arrow. There's probably a couple more that I'm not thinking of right now, but it's very good. My favorite part of it, in the first release of it, the controls were bad. It uses tilt, which is one thing I really think that the other two first-person shooters I just reviewed should use. And basically, all there is to use control-wise, is just you tilt it, which it's nicely used. Then you've got a small control pad on your left. Now, the key to this is one of the downfalls, but it still beats the others. Basically, put your thumb in the middle of it and then slide it slightly forward, sideways, or whatever. At first, you won't be able to move. You'll die, but as soon as you realize how to use it, it really is the best. And on your right, you'll see you're holding the gun. Basically, just tap the little trigger icon. No problem at all. The graphics on this are, while they're not quite as great as the others, all the rendering, the cell doors when you open them, they're just fantastic. And you see some of the prisoners, I'm trying to say the barracks or the cells. I'm sorry, the cells are really nicely done. The bunk beds, the sinks, and everything. The skeletons, they're not so great, but it's not bad. And when you shoot them, the graphics aren't that great. You'll see like some red something, like blood or whatever, and you see, I don't know. It's just kind of messy. But one good, really, really interesting thing I thought was that you actually leave bullet holes when you shoot. Like if you shoot at a wall or whatever, you'll see bullet holes, which I just thought that was really cool. But Dead Man's Dungeon, it definitely has the best gameplay because you'll actually your high score is done between your score, which is how many zombies, how many skeletons you take down, and each different kind give you different points, and then you get gems, which are these red gems that appear in the different cells, and you go and you pick them up. A really good thing is that you can pick up different weapons. Now, this is you start out with a pistol, and you can get what looks like to be an MP5 and then a shotgun as you walk around. And this is one thing, it's good in a way because you have different weapons and you can swap, and you will run out of ammo on them and you'll have to swap. The thing is, it's hard to find ammo for them, and you'll definitely notice there are differences between them, obviously, as there would be. But I don't know, it adds a nice element, but one thing the game really needs is more ammo, because nothing is worse than walking around, you got a bunch of them on your tail, and you don't have any ammo, and that basically just kills you until you can get some more. But One thing I will have to note is that on the first, if you have a first generation iPod Touch, which uses a slightly slower processor than the second generation and the iPhone, both iPhones, as far as I know, you'll definitely experience more lag than you would otherwise. I don't have a first generation iPod Touch myself, so I don't really know how bad it is. But I've heard from a friend of mine who says it's not that great. So if you do, you might want to consider it. And the app is 99¢. But if you're wanting something just to take a look at the graphics on, see how that's good, whatever, then I'd probably go with ITGE, or definitely pick up Half Dead if it's still free. But if you want a game with actually good replay value, if you want it's got a nice soundtrack and everything, you would probably want to go with Dead Man's Dungeon. There's a possibility the developers are already working on more levels. They're working on some different things, and it's definitely you do pay $1, but you definitely get what you pay for, because it's a lot of fun. Well, that's just about it. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. See you guys later.